Hello everyone, myself I am Anil Kumar. Today I am going to take you to the solar system to let you understand, to make you understand about the various planets that are there in the Milky Way galaxy, their distance from the sun, the time taken for their rotation, and the time taken for its revolution. And I will try to understand the easiest way possible. So here, if you are ready, let's move into the solar system to understand about the characteristics of various planets. So firstly, before learning about the planets, we should know their sequence. So here, let me give you the sequence of the planets that are there in the solar system. To remember that there is a simple code like it goes on like this. My very educated mother just shown us 9 planets. My very educated mother just shown us 9 planets. So earlier there were 9 planets, but right from the year 2006, the planet Pluto is not considered as a planet because of its small size and because of its unoriented orbit. It is not considered as a planet. But today we have 8 planets, and they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. This can be remembered with this simple line. My stands for Mercury, very stands for Venus, educated stands for Earth, mother stands for Mars, just stands for Jupiter, Shun stands for Saturn, Earth stands for Uranus, and finally 9 stands for Neptune. This is how we can learn the names of the planets in a simple way. And the planets can be actually divided into 2 types. The planets which are closer to the sun, which are nearer to the sun, they are considered as inner planets, and the planets which are far away from the sun, they are considered as outer planets. This is how, depending on the distance from the sun, they are classified into inner planets and outer planets. And now let us move on to study more about these planets, like its distance from the sun, its rotation time, and its revolution time initially. So coming to the, let's start with the first planet, Mercury. When we talk about the Mercury, the time taken for completion of one revolution is 88 days. As it is closer towards the sun, it completes its revolution very fast. Revolution is the time taken by the planet to complete one complete revolution around the sun, to move completely around the sun. And rotation is the time taken by the planet to complete one rotation around its own axis. Around its own axis is called as rotation. So it takes 88 days to complete one revolution and 59 days to complete the one rotation. And the distance between the sun and Mercury is about 58 million kilometers. Let's move on to the next planet. The next planet in the list is the Venus. Venus is the second planet from the sun, and here comes the details about the Venus. Venus is about 108 million kilometers from the sun, and it takes 225 days to complete one revolution, and to complete one rotation it takes about 243 days. It takes 243 days to complete one rotation. Whereas we all know that Earth takes only 24 hours to complete one rotation, but here the Venus takes 243 days to complete one rotation. Let's move on to the Earth, which is the very planet on which we are living, we are surviving. So the distance between the Earth and the Sun is 150 million kilometers. Okay, it is so precisely placed, it is so accurately placed from the sun, so that it is the temperature on the Earth is so moderate, so much suitable for the survival of living organisms. For the survival of living organisms, this temperature, the weather conditions are so suitable, and in fact, the presence of atmosphere around the Earth also plays a very crucial role in the survival of the living organisms. So coming to its distance, as I have just now told you, it is about 150 million kilometers away from the sun, and coming to its revolution time, it takes about 365 days To be precise, it takes 364.25 days to complete one revolution, and to complete one rotation, it takes just 24 hours. And that is how the days and nights are formed. Coming to the next planet, after the Earth, we learn about the Mars. Mars is about 228 million kilometers away from the Sun, and here the revolution time is 687 days. It takes 687 days to complete one revolution, and coming to the rotation time, it takes almost equal to the Earth. It takes 24 hours and 37 minutes to complete one rotation. After the Mars, the next planet that we are going to be talking is the biggest planet in the solar system. It is about 1300 times bigger than the Earth. Almost about 1300 Earths can fit into the Jupiter. Its size is so huge. And let's discuss about its distance, revolution time and rotation time. It is about 778 million kilometers away from the Sun. And the revolution time is 12 years. In 12 years, it completes one revolution around the Sun. Because as the distance increases, if you carefully observe, as the distance increases, the revolution time also increases. And coming to the rotation, it takes about just 9 hours and 5 minutes to complete a rotation around its own axis. It takes just 9 hours and 5 minutes. Yes. The next planet after Jupiter, we'll move on to the Saturn. Saturn is one of the most liked planets among the planets in our Milky Way galaxy. So it is about 1434 million kilometers away from the Sun, and it takes about 29.5 years to complete one revolution, and 10 hours and 39 minutes to complete one rotation. 10 hours and 39 minutes to complete one rotation. These are the facts about the Saturn. After the Saturn, we have one more planet, that is the Uranus. We are moving from the nearer planets to the faraway planets. So Uranus is placed about 2871 kilometers away from the Sun, and its revolution time is 84 years, and its rotation time is 17 hours and 14 minutes. This is about the Uranus. And coming to the last planet, the Neptune, the blue planet, it is about 4,491 million kilometers away from the Sun, and the time taken for the completion of one revolution is 165 years. It takes 165 years to complete one revolution, and the time taken to complete one rotation is 16 hours and 17 minutes. This is about the Neptune. And as I have already told you, Pluto is not considered as a planet ever since 2006. It is not considered as a planet, so we will not be talking about the Pluto. But in this class, we have learned only few things about the planets, their distances, their revolution time, and their rotation time. I hope you are clear with what I am discussing about. If you have any doubts, there is a comment section where you can drop your questions, where you can drop your doubts, whatever it is. I'll be very glad to get your doubts clarified. Thank you.